Brian Particelli, 2fab.com here. How are you guys doing today?
I love your
Good.
Of
shirt.
course, had to
Cool.
represent.
Very cool.
Now I gotta say, I don't know what this says about me, but some of my comfort films are In the Heights and the Scream films. So,
Uh,
Melissa, for you, just how fun was it for you to be able to mash up kind of your love for horror, your love for musicals, and also bring comedy into the mix? I think more than you have before in
it
the
was
past.
it was a dream come true. I genuinely could not believe when I read the script that this movie existed because I was like, it's literally like I prayed for the perfect movie for me, and then Caroline just thought it up and wrote it. And I was like, okay, horror, yes, check. Musicals, check. Rom-coms, check. Like I love it. And creatures, and I love creatures. So like with a monster, it was just like everything that I love in this perfect little movie. So it was I am just very lucky. I feel very lucky.
And still end drenched in blood.
Yes. It's part of my contract,
Yeah,
like when
Of
I
course.
negotiate, when I land a role, it's a clause.
Regardless of the genre.
Yes.
And for you, Tommy, just getting into the prosthetics and everything, especially when it comes to maybe some of the more romantic scenes, like how does that work? I guess does that make it more challenging? Does it make it kind of fun? Maybe help you get through some of
Fine
that
for me.
stuff?
It must have been very challenging for her to gin up whatever emotion was required to get freaky with the monster. I have I keep saying this. The greatest thing for an actor is to be able to leave vanity at home, and I so all of that self-consciousness that comes with being an actor is gone, and you can just go for it. I mean, I think Monster's kind of subtle and snarky and nuanced, but just having the freedom to take big swings, there's something about putting on that mask that does kind of transform you a little bit. So I loved it. That 4 hours in the morning, an hour to take it off at night, but the team that did it was so lovely. It really didn't bother me. The one issue was like I'd show up. I usually got there at lunch, and if you've been on a film set, people look pretty worn out by lunch, and I'm like a
Yeah.
starved rat ready to act, and just like, let's go, guys. They're like, all right, pal, take it down a gear.
Calm down a little.
We've been here all day.
And I'm curious, just how are both of you at letting your monsters loose in real life? Like, are you able to pinpoint a time maybe in your career or personal life where you had to get more assertive, and how easily did that come to you, or does that come to you?
I think it's always uncomfortable,
Yeah.
which is, I think, part of the point of this movie, that like the message is we've been conditioned to be uncomfortable with anger.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of that, our anger is always kind of, when it's unleashed, it's not unleashed in the best vehicle. I don't know how to say it, but I feel like because we've been taught to suppress it, when it comes out, it's like, oh, it's super hurtful and violent, and like you're ashamed.
It
And
explodes.
and so I think that I'm personally terrible. I don't get angry. I mean, I do, but like it's very internal. It's like I am assertive with a lot of things, and when I am assertive, I feel like I'm being rude is the problem. Which is, I think, the case
Which is
for a
part
lot
of that
women.
conditioning,
Yes,
unfortunately.
exactly. But that's why Caroline wanted to make this movie.
Yeah. I'm only just now getting good at finding that middle gear. It's like for too many years it was 0 or 120. Like, wanting to please everybody, try to stay polite and charming, and then finally just flip my lid in a way that most of that a moment after you're like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Bye.
Yeah.
So now finally halfway through my life, I'm like, I'm dialing it in, figuring out how to be assertive without losing my mind.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully more people can take something away from this film. I had a blast watching it, and thank you both for chatting with me today. Have a good one.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Have a good one.